What if I told you that living the dream is simply a form of living out your passion, of making that passion gradually, through persistence and effort, a central part of your life? Well, I'm Josh Larson, and I'm living that dream. Exploring new territories and new worlds. I'm chasing down the next big adventure, and I'm bringing you guys along for the journey. You're watching The Dream. Now let's see where the dream takes us on this adventure. Welcome to part 2 of Redemption. Let's do a little recap of the last episode.
So we're gonna stick to the trusty muzzleloader.
Everything seemed perfect as I lined up the shot. Everything just fell into place. I had plenty of time to take my shot, take my time, control my breathing. It seemed perfect. Even the bear reacted as if it was hit. But this excitement soon turned into disbelief. Let's slow this down a bit, and you can see where the bullet impacted. So long story short, I missed. I shot right below the bear. We checked the muzzleloader out after finding the round, and the sights have been bumped. We went to the range afterwards, shot the muzzleloader, and at 40 yards, I was 5 inches too low. So we resighted, quickly regained all of my thoughts, and we went back out for the evening hunt. What's happening here? So I'm at my second bait. I'm getting ready to lay down some Rack 1 picnic basket for the bears. So it's got a lot of peanut butter, some peanuts in it. We're going to be setting up in this bait box here, so should be intense. So hopefully we can get some bait in here and get some big bears. So check it out if you're bear hunting. Rack 1 picnic basket. All right, last stand of the night. I got this camera at the bait pile, the main camera, that camera behind me. We're set. We're hitting from the ground tonight, a little bit closer. So, hopefully things can line up tonight and we can get a bear down. Very active bait pile this is. So, looking forward to sitting here tonight. Lots of bear activity back here in the woods. Should be a fun night.
Alright, so check this out. Got a GoPro mounted in the actual bait stand. I can see it on my camera. So that way I can get a really good look at the bear before I decide to take a shot. So, yeah, having a GoPro is huge. It's about 7 o'clock, so hoping a bear comes in within the next hour. Just heard a really loud crash back there. It's like crashing trees. It was super loud. Hopefully it goes over there, not here. It's crazy to think that it's like 9:15. It's still daylight. It's literally 9:14. It's daylight out. It is dead quiet though. Still no bears. Had a smaller boar come in. Had a smaller boar come in today about 12:30, 1 o'clock. But it's still bright out.
As darkness started to settle in, my camera was having trouble focusing, so I figured it was a good time to pack up, and that way I can get back in it tomorrow. But nature had other plans. What seemed for the longest time, this bear would not move from behind the barrel. After sitting and watching for about 20 to 30 minutes, I decided I'm going to take the shot. We had bad weather coming in for the next day, and I had 2 more days of hunting left. I figured now is probably my best chance to get a bear on my first trip to Canada. So, I decided we're taking the shot. And finally, the moment for redemption has come. To put the past from earlier behind me and take my first bear. I've heard the stories, wounded bears. I wasn't taking any chances, so I reloaded my muzzleloader as quickly as possible just in case I needed to take a follow-on shot. Yeah, he's laying at the bait pile. I dropped him right there.
You just shot one.
Yeah, I'm watching him die. He's laying right at the bait pile. He didn't move. He dropped right there.
Thank God. Whew. Got her done.
Dude, I just packed up.
Was it the same one?
It was the same one I shot at earlier today.
It is the same one.
Yep. Because I recognize the burrs on his back.
That's fucking hilarious.
So I'm on the phone with Pete. So we just shot my first bear. Bear is laying there right now. I can't tell. I think I don't see him moving anymore.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm gonna head your way.
I'm looking at my binos real quick.
Okay, that's great. I'm on my way then.
Yeah, he's dead. He ain't moving.
Okay. I'll see you shortly.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Yes! 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 We got her done. We got her done. Last minute. Last minute. Got her done. Whew. Yes. Oh my gosh. First bear down. Well, finally shot my first bear. Super excited. Mosquitoes are getting nuts in here, but I mean, you can still see it's still pretty daylight here. But you know, the cam, I mean, it's still dark, but you know, it's still shooting hours here. But anyway, he came in and I'm like, I'm packing up my stuff. I'm getting ready to head out. I was like, well, it's almost 9:30. I'm gonna start packing up and get out of here. I get everything in the backpack packed up, turn around, there's bears standing there. So I unpacked the backpack, put the camera back up, got, you know, all these other cameras set up. Oh man, it's done. Bear down. He's dead. He's laying right there. Well, we got it done today in Canada. Day started off a little rough. So, got to a spot, got to the second stand, and things seemed to line up. So we had a decent bear come in, and I waited. Everything seemed to line up. Got in there and got ready to take the shot, and took the shot. Everything looked good on camera. I was super ecstatic, and walked up to the bait area where I shot him at, and seen some disturbance in the dirt. Got down, I looked a little bit closer, and I found the red tip to the bullet itself. So I started getting that really upsetting stomach ache that you get. And I pulled the GoPro camera and reviewed the footage, and that's when I seen the dirt kick up in the actual camera footage itself on the GoPro side. So I did some more investigating, found where the disturbed dirt was, and actually found the bullet itself. So I confirmed it was a miss. You think you have everything right, you sight the rifle in, and something like that happens, so then you go into what happened. And I looked at the footage of me actually taking the shot. I looked comfortable. I shot how I normally shoot. Something went wrong. So we made sure it was a complete miss. Went to the rifle range. I shot the muzzleloader at the rifle range, and at 40 yards it was 5 inches low. So okay, took another shot, same thing, 5 inches low. So somehow in the movement, between moving in the last few months to either going to Canada, my sights were actually off. So we readjusted the sights, went back into the stand that evening, and went back at it for round 2. So I had to gain back that confidence and just put it behind me and get back into the stand, and we did it. So didn't see any action. I'm pretty sure I said something about 9:14. I said, boy, it's starting to, it's still daylight here, but it's dark enough for the cameras to stop focusing. So right about 9:30, I started packing up all my gear. I got all the cameras in the bag, put the backpack on, and I heard the barrel. I turned around and I'm looking, and there's a bear at the barrel. So it was like, okay, here we go. Unpack all the cameras, set them all back up, and I waited. Tried to struggle between, do I take a shot or do I wait the next day? The weather was actually not favorable the next day. There was a thunderstorm moving in. I wanted to give myself at least a day to skin and quarter out the bear itself. So that's when I decided I think that was my best shot, my best opportunity to take a bear shot. So got everything set up, took the shot, dropped the bear right there. It was definitely everything that I was hoping for. It kind of pushed that moment earlier in the day behind me. Got that sense of accomplishment back, and we took out my first bear. So once again, Canada was definitely one of the best trips I've had. We've seen a lot of bear action. Pete definitely puts together an amazing hunt. He's always got the baits are always stocked. The stands are taken care of. Everything's maintained properly. When you go to Canada with Taylor Bear Hunting, you're going to come back with a bear. Everybody that I talked to that went up to Canada this year with Taylor Bear Hunting shot a bear. So his success rate is definitely up there. It's top notch. They have a cabin that's you can rent. So we stayed in the previous owner of Taylor Bear Hunting, his cabin. He's got a rental there, and it's not bad. $600 for the week. It's got its own private dock. You can go out and fish. So, excuse me. Canada was definitely an amazing trip. To have my first bear taken there was awesome. I can't wait to go back next year. So we will definitely be going back to Canada next year hunting for bear. So thanks for sticking with me for these last 2 episodes. I got my redemption. Stay tuned for more outdoor action.